That's where I go to school. This is the Bluffs. I salute the flag every morning. Right there. From way down there. Since it was 54 degrees and warm as all hell for February, I decided to take a little bike ride up to the Bluffs today. In this video, we're going to be talking about what this is and modes of transportation, aka mine. How I use it every day. Yeah. So there's everything. I have the phone holder, Swift, throttle, RockShox, early frame, Cali bike, 72-volt battery, charging, getting ready for a descent. So yeah, more to come. Every day. Hello, what's up everybody, and you've been back with another video today. And in the previous shots in this video, you saw I was up at the Bluffs in La Crosse, and I showed you some history on my electric bike making. And this is the most current version. I thought I'd just make a quick video before class starts around 2 o'clock. So, yeah, here we go. We'll cover everything. I hope. As you can see, I'm at the park. School's right over there. Nice place. It's a little dull right now because we're still in, well, March 1st today. So, here it is. As you can see, I like to deck my stuff out, which is pretty cool. I decided to go with quality on this build. So, C&N motor with an MTX Sunringle rim. Fatties fit fine. This is a Surly Instigator. I think it's the 2.0 frame. As you can see, it's gold. It's registered with the city. Real good frame. Guys at Bikes Limited, the bike shop, really helped me put this thing together nice. The only part that's off the previous version is the crankset, because I didn't really need a new one, but as you can see, there's a new chain on there too. Cali bike battery, really good guy. This is the 72-volt 18-amp battery, which is really awesome. Built with 18 650s lithium iron phosphate cells, so as he claims on his website, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's the same kind of technology that Tesla uses in their batteries. This is a 72-volt system, 3,000 watts, so this is a really big controller compared to the other systems that you'll get. Other things are like RockShox XC32s, the more low-end, good quality shocks, and Continental X King tires. I decided to go with. I have a pair of Kenda Quick 9s back in the room, but I wanted some 2.4s on there so I could ride low pressure and get a better wide quality out of that. Defender fender and X-Blade SKS fenders. I like the fender look on this thing. So up at the dash here, we got a mirror. Just a typical mirror. It lights up. I definitely need a new one because the way it's attached is not very well. Some foamy grips that are actually a year old now, which is quite surprising. Before, there was the handles that came with the power cutoff you would see and the regen braking. They were not proper for the setup of disc brakes, which this bike has full disc brakes, dual 160s, 160 down there and a 160 down there. I'm looking to upgrade that to a 180 soon. So I had to cut the wires. It was really unfortunate and put some disc brake handles on there. I actually am really happy I did because I can get a lot more efficiency out of this. This switch right here, as you can see, here's the display. You got your numbers. It goes up and down, but there's a little indicator down on the display right there. And fortunately enough, both the switches were just positive and negative cables. It was a button, so it opened and closed the circuit. So I was able to wire in a switch. So whenever I turn this up, the regen turns on, and it's kind of like a parking brake too, so it's much more efficient now. It's not just when braking, it's I can let go of the brakes, turn it on, and it'll just regen for as long as I want it to, so it's a much more efficient system. I really like it. It's about the most DIY thing on this whole thing, actually. But yeah, that's the switch, and you got dual disc handles on each side. This is a light. It shines on the ground. It's blue. It's kind of like an underglow light. That's pretty cool. And then phone holder, as you can see, really nice. It's very sturdy compared to the one at Walmart. Works like that. It's got a little locking mechanism, and it's pretty solid. I actually really like it, so it works pretty good. And yeah, as you can see, LCD. I don't know if you can see what's on there or not, but it's got its modes. 1 through 5 pedal assist, or just 1 through 5 power levels. Battery capacity, which goes up and down as you accelerate, so you can see how much amps you're drawing. And then it's got watts, amps, currently using, and yeah, it just turned off. But it's got a bunch of different functions. It's pretty typical. It is color. I think it's a 3.2 inch screen or a 2.5. I don't remember. It's LLTFT, and it's activated. And it only comes with 2 of these. It comes with a red and a blue one. There we go. It turns on just like that. It's only touch activated with those sensors. So once you lose those sensors, you have to get a new one. So don't lose them. So with the display, it comes with this little thing. You got power up and down levels. The 6 kilometer feature is a walk feature. You can just hold the button to make the bike just kind of walk beside you. The S button switches the modes, and this is cruise control. So that's a really nice feature, actually. You'll use that more than you think. So then going down, RockShox XC32s, preload adjust, lockout features. You see I don't have that hooked up yet. I gotta get the right cabling for that. But and then it's got on the other side, it's got this little adjuster, this little thing right there. It adjusts the preload rate. One of these sides is hydraulic, so so far, more than 100% improvement over the stock Genesis stuff that was on here. And then we got just basic Shimano's with basic disc brake on the back. So, moving along, as you can see, a lot of wiring here. Stay neat with your wires when you're building something like this. So, I got some wire tubing here. Obviously, this lock, because, well, Lacrosse apparently has a problem with people stealing bikes. So, it runs down. This here is actually lights. This starts under the seat here. It's a little button. Goes here, goes down, comes back up, goes down and around. Those are just lights. That has nothing to do with the electric. Those are like Christmas lights and they light up. So then I use some wire chasing, and that goes all the way up. Into here. And this is something I built out of cardboard, actually. Cardboard and duct tape, and you'll be amazed what you can do with that. There's a little hole right there. You can look through, and it's kind of a breathing vent. In here, that's an XT60, a really big XT60 connector, but there's a lot of wires under here. So this is just kind of the little holding spot, as you will, for all the wires and stuff like that. That all come out of the controller here. And I wanted to keep this controller mildly open because for cooling purposes. And as you can see in there, there's more wires, and that's actually the hall sensor connector. I don't know what you can see up there, but that right there, that's the inverter. That little silver thing, that inverter is what makes electric regenerative braking possible. It may not be that efficient, but it was part of the features. This is all also a dual sensored, dual hall package. So this was new for mid or late 2017. So, that's that. And then, like I said, yeah, Cali Bike battery makes awesome bikes, batteries. You can get any voltage you're looking for. This is just, I said as soon as he comes out with a 72-volt version, I'm going to look into getting the 3,000-watt motor, which is what I did. So, and he's got this, it's nice and new. and it's a much harder pack than the previous generations. This is a much harder, it's a denser material, which is really nice, I think. It doesn't come with a little USB port anymore down there. It's actually all integrated, which is really nice. And it's just much more well organized. It is a soft pack though, and he actually is starting to make hard packs, which is really, really nice. But yeah, as you can see, Surly Instigator, this frame is going to be used. It's going to have some love marks in it, so so yeah, that's the brain. And then I got this little light here. Apparently, according to city ordinance, it's required. I didn't quite know that, but I have it just because I like decking out everything I have. So, and this is another underglow light right there, and that's just the box. Ugh, it doesn't stay in there very well, but it's the box, for, as you can see, I was talking about before on those frame lights there. So then we move back, and then apparently, I didn't know this, but these this is MTX 33 Sun Ringle. I decided to leave the stickers on because I think it looks kind of cool. Is a really good rim. I talked to Ben at the bike shop, and he's like, this is the rim I would recommend for people who are 300 pounds and want to ride bikes. So it's nice to know that it came with a really good quality rim. I don't know much about these CNN guys, but the fact that it has branding on the motor, period, tells me something, because I've had... as you probably saw, I had a 52 volt, which is a 48 volt, 1500 watt. I've had a 36 volt systems before that, and this is a 3000 watt motor. So, and then you just got the single speed back here. This isn't changeable at all. We decided to move the derailleur, and this gearing works pretty well, and it gives me a lot more versatility, and it really helps the spacing here. This is a 150 millimeter rim, and since it Surly is a steel frame and a high quality frame, it's able to, this one is a 136 to 148, I think, so it's able to fit that motor in there really well, and apparently it's a really good frame, so that's really good to know. And then, as you saw before, this is an X-Blade 2 SKS fender. I did buy their front granddad, I think, and I do have the grandmom fender from them, but those are currently not being used. I will put them back on the 26 inch, because this is a 29, 728 inch type bike. So, yeah, and then we come back here, and I had to do this properly, so we got some Shimano discs. Pretty standard brake. The pads that are in here fit so many types. It's quite ridiculous, actually. But yeah. So then, this is a nice disc. I think it's a little bit nicer than the front. I'd rather have 160 and 180 up there, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's not quite done, but we're pretty close. So, yep, Fatty's fit fine frame, but. Yeah, there's pretty much the overview. Regenerative braking, dual hall sensor, 3000 watts. It really changes your life, I gotta say. This is all I use. I have a 1968 Pontiac, as you've probably seen on my channel, but that doesn't get used during the winter. This gets used every day, all the time. So, and I can keep right up with traffic, which is kind of a big deal since I may not be living so close to campus anymore, or sometimes I just got to run down to Quick Trip or go to eat and go to class, and I do everything, absolutely everything. I love this thing. This is really, it really changes your idea of what transportation is, and because of it, I think a lot of people are going to change the way they work. You'll see. This is definitely a DIY kit, and I think it's the much better way to go, because you're going to spend $1,500 to $5,000 or $6,000 just buying an electric bike to begin with, and the bike you already have and love can be converted. It doesn't have to be this powerful, and I tell people, if they want an electric bike, I could build them one for probably $300, maybe $350, which is a good deal. It won't go as fast or as far. But I will buy 18650 cells. I've been looking at how to build those myself so I can start to learn. And I built 5 so far, so I have a little bit of experience. So, I mean, you know, look into it. It's actually really interesting. It's a really fun hobby for me. I'm actually really loving these tires that I'm looking at here. These Continental X Kings. Kind of cool that it's a car tire too. 2.4s. They're a little bit narrow for 2.4s. My 2.2 Kendas that were on here were they looked kind of like this, a little bit narrow and without the spikes. Beyond that, they look about the same. But these ones I can run at a tiny bit lower pressure. I think there's 25 or 30, 35 in the rear. That's really where I wanted the lower pressure because I got rid of my rear suspension. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And this bike is fully documented, fully registered, and I have receipts for most of it. I think that'll be the last clip I'll show you when we get back to the room. But that's my mode of transportation. Tell me about your e-bike. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me everything. I'm really curious to see what builds you guys got out there. I'm talking to another guy right now that's got his own, and yeah, this is probably a little more farther up and beyond than most people are going to go, but that's all right. It's what I like to do, and it's my transportation. I really want a Surly, I don't remember what it's called. I know an ice cream truck or a Wednesday would be really nice, or the Pugsley, or the Surly Pugsley. I don't know why, but I really want a fat bike. And I accidentally have my leftover battery from the 48 volt build. It's a 52 volt Cali bike, 20 amp hour, and I think it's got plenty of life left if I can do it right. So yeah, and it's like $200 for a 48 volt 1000 watt motor. So I'm not looking to go crazy with that one. I just want a fat bike. Period. Really. They're awesome. They go anywhere. I got to test drive the Reed in the bike shop yesterday, which is really cool. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the next build. This one is finishing up, seeing that it's top quality, and I plan to use it. So, yeah, it'll cut to that clip, and we'll conclude the video. Thanks. All right. Yeah, we're back. So I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But we're on the bike. I'm going to try my best. I'm literally holding my phone. So we're just going to take it for a little ride around the block just to show you what it's like a little bit. Just makes a little bit of noise. Not much is not too big of a deal. Cars going around me there. But all right. Let's see here. You probably can't hear anything anymore, so braking. See, I don't have any other better way to do this because much faster than this. I can't do that with one hand right now. It goes faster than I think I need to say. If you want to know, it's just comment below. So, yeah, I'm going to rip down here and get back and show you the others. So, alright, we're back. Last clip here, so I just wanted to show you this here. This is the parameter key. This is what you put on the bike to set all the parameters and stuff, like how far you want your voltage to go, wattage to go, if you want regen braking on, if you have the optional fan, if all max speed and all those parameters. So you get two red keys and two blue keys. So that's that. Then the last thing is, as you can see here, yeah, so this is all documentation. It's just a good idea to keep everything you got. Not sure, I mean, what you guys think of this, but I think it's a nice thing to do. So, yeah, here's like a service record. This is when I got the rim changed from 26 to 28. Another receipt for another service record. That's the new frame and all the hardware. That is, yeah, that's the registration. So, yeah, keep all the paperwork. So, like I said before, comment what you have, tell me what you think. I'd love to hear what you guys have and the projects you're making and what you think about the electric bike craze and what's going on right now. So, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.